Hi, Rachel. I was just looking through to grade everyone's, and I just realized I had saved all of your pictures, and I didn't. I skipped right from Bryce to Antoine. I guess I was getting really tired last night, so sorry about that. But we'll get you now. So I see that you were trying food photography, and you're using some of those tips and tricks, weird things photographers do to make food look more appealing. So I applaud you for that, being adventurous. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's late again. And I'm getting my work done. But you were inspired by an Applebee's commercial? That's so funny. And then what this really reminds me of is Chinese food or some kind of Asian food. And I like the choice of plate because it kind of brings out the red in the fish. And I'm guessing maybe that's salmon. Making the white side of it almost makes it look like crab or something like that. And so I think the colors work well with the dish that you created. And I just can't even imagine making a dish that I'm not going to eat. So, bravo. Um, so, as far as your first favorite here, I like it. I think I like the idea of having it cropped in close. I think I'm not sure what this line is, bothers me a little bit. So, what you could do is you could get rid of that. You could select the subject, pardon me again, and then you could just make this um, just a solid color, by painting over this line. You could erase it and make it a different color. And if you would like a tutorial on that, please just let me know and I can whip one up for you. Okay, let's look at the next one. So this one would be an example of top-down photography for food photography, as you're facing from above. And then this one I like as well, but I wish you had paid attention to the background a little bit more again. Like especially that looks like aluminum foil back here. So that's a little distracting. But again, you can always get rid of that, except I don't know what's happening here. It seems like that line is covering the edge of the plate, so I'm not sure about that. If you can rescue that, I think that'd be more work than it might be worth. And this one I like how the noodles are kind of twirling. So I like that. But again, we've got that background problem. This one I do think that you could fix by selecting the subject and just make it have a solid background. You could also like really, really blur it out. Just to keep some of those interesting colors in. But again, I would recommend just going with this color solid in the background. Yeah, that would take a little bit of work, but I can certainly show you how to do that. And then this one is nicely cropped in close, in camera. I think the food's nicely arranged. I think we've got a bit of a shallow depth of field here because here and here, everything is really clear. But by the time we get back to the fork, it's a little bit blurred. With this one, I think I would fix that little white area and just make it match this. And you could do that with clone stamp. You could do it with select a subject. and just paint over it. You know, eyedropper here, grab that color, and then paintbrush, paint over this area. And you're going to have to zoom in close to get it careful enough so that you don't get a, you know, like a fuzzy edge. Okay, now we're going to go look at your contact sheet in Photoshop. Alright, here we go. Close that in a little tighter. So I can navigate around here. I'm so sorry if you watched that video looking through for yours, and goodness gracious, I'm so sorry about that. Alright, I'm going to make this really big. We can look and see if we've got any gems in here that you might have missed. I know for me as a student photographer, it was always hard for me to figure out, is this good or is that good, you know? And after a while you get much better at it. Okay, so I see why you didn't pick that one. It's, you know, it's pretty blurred. I wonder if that is due to steam maybe on the lens, or if it's just super shallow. And then this one I think is good. I like how you turned all the pieces of fish over. Again, with the background, we want to clean that up. And I'm not sure why you turned the fork over. That's to me, that's like, You know, it's one of those things that I wonder why. This one, I think, could be better if you increase the contrast and maybe the saturation a little. You'd have to play with the different colors. You know, so if you click on hue saturation and the little fly out window comes out and it says master, that slider will change the saturation on everything. But if you choose, you know, just red or just yellow or just green, you know, you can work on those colors until you come up with something that you're going to like. And I would also suggest working on the contrast, definitely, because it's a little bit low contrast. Okay, this one's nice. I think I would have loved this one if it was a little more clear. It might be more clear in the original file. That can happen just by putting it into a PDF. It can, you know, make it a little bit blurred. So I would experiment with that one. I hope you saved the raw file for that one. Like the line here is kind of simpler, so I don't mind it as much. It's more abstract. Again, we're kind of having this problem with blur. So maybe you want to set your camera to a little bit larger aperture, so you're not getting the blur until it's beyond the plate, if you know what I mean. I think you do. Okay, this is a good one. And down here, we've got that foil problem again. And same there. And this one is okay. I would fix the background. And it's funny how different the colors are. I would definitely fix the background there. And that one. And I don't know, maybe you didn't even think about the background when you were shooting. You were just looking at it for an appetizing image of what's on the plate. So, and I understand that. It's hard to tick off every box at the same time. but I do like this one. Now that said, you want to choose your best from this series because you can't have more than one plate of the same food for food photography. So you're definitely going to do some more experimentation. You might even find that you take another image that you like better than any of these, and then you don't have to do all that editing in the background. So, got some work ahead of you, Rachel. But as far as this assignment goes, you know it's complete. You've got everything you needed to have. I would just work on thinking about the details. You know, how are you setting the mood for this meal? You could have candles in the background, you know. Maybe the lights are out and you just have a little bit of light shining from the candlelight on the food. Really play around with lighting, the details in the background, and how the food is arranged. So like remember how I said in the one picture the noodles were swirled nicely? So that would be a trick that you could use with noodles. And I do like where you turned all the fish over to make them all red. You know, I think it's the attention to detail that's going to count with the food photography. Okay? All right, sweetie, have a great night. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.